Are you visionary? Are you transformative?
Thank you, Chair. I believe I am both. I start by seeing the big picture of what it is that I want to do, the objective of the judiciary, and what we need to achieve. Is it clearing the backlog of cases? Is it ensuring that we have adequate resources to enable us do what it is that we have to do? So my leadership is situational, is consultative, is participatory, and throughout my life, the small nuggets I've given have been in leadership positions. From the Law Society Council member, I forgot to say I was also a member of the Council of the East Africa Law Society. In fact, it is my council that founded the East Africa Law Society when the community was also founded. So I was the inaugural treasurer and participated also in the community treaty document and in establishing the community bodies such as the East Africa Court of Justice. I've also served in the African Union as a commissioner between 2005 and 2010 when I was appointed by the heads of state, sitting at SIOT to represent Kenya as the commissioner at the African Committee on the Rights and Welfare of Children. So what I bring is regional expertise, leadership also in regional bodies, in local bodies. I was the chair of FINDA. I also have international experience, having worked with international bodies like the UNICEF, the UN. I am a certified human rights trainer by the International Institute for Justice that is headquartered in Malta. I'm also a recognized human rights trainer by the Commonwealth Secretariat, having authored for them the bench book manual on gender-based violence that is used to train judges and magistrates in East Africa. So in this office of the judiciary, I am a transformative leader because having participated in the transformation initiative by the Kenyans themselves to reform the constitution, to reform the law, to reform the justice institutions, and the work that I've done in the courts, in the family division as resident judge in Nakuru, resident judge in Kitare, starting the mobile courts, being the chairperson of the Kenya Magistrates and Judges Association, puts me in good stead because I have good strategic partnerships from inside, from the magistrates whom I have interacted with as their president, and also with the stakeholders. I've just completed a very good exercise, very delicate and very important, on preparing a report on the state of children in the administration of justice. That is the NCAJ, the National Council on the Administration of Justice Special Task Force on Children Matters, where we went around this country looking at the situation of children and making recommendations on what needed to be done, from the law reform, reviewing the Children Act, reviewing the practices, reviewing the procedures, and putting together all the policy documents that are needed to protect children. And for that, I was acknowledged by the UN, becoming the runner-up person of the year 2020. So I bring local, regional, international experience.
Having described yourself as a visionary and transformative leader, could you summarize for us what you would consider to be your vision and transformative agenda for the judiciary over, say, the next 5 years?
Yes, thank you very much. When I was preparing for this interview, I read the JTF, I read the SJT, I read the Sonja reports, and I really recommend the tremendous work that has been done in transforming the judiciary. First of all, looking at this constitution, it requires a reform-oriented Chief Justice who will be able to carry on that transformative agenda, that foundation that was reigned by Chief Justice Willy Mutunga and has been trajected to the building blocks that Chief Justice Maraga has put in place. So my transformative agenda is to carry on with those transformation to fruition because we know how delicate the judiciary is right now. We are at a trajectory where we can lose everything and slide back to where we were unless the reform agenda is pushed to another level. So I will begin with the evaluation of what has already been done. But one thing that cuts across and which still would remain the theme of my visionary transformative agenda would be to ensure that we have an independent judiciary that is expeditious in the disposal of cases and that is sensitive to the Kenyans whom we serve, that is that centers the delivery of justice to the Kenyans. So the same objectives would remain, that is access to justice. First of all, ask myself, is justice accessible? We are talking of mediation as a forum, alternative justice system. We are talking about working with the counties and other stakeholders and identifying whether we need to build more courts, because we don't just build a court. As a judiciary, you have to engage the stakeholders and see whether there is need. When I looked at those two strategic plans, the distance, the average distance for a Kenyan to access a court is 175 kilometers. I would work hard to reduce it to maybe 100 kilometers in the next 5 years. And this is possible, working with other stakeholders. Then, of course, ensuring also the increment of the human resource capital register. I think I mentioned that it is low, it is 56%. Perhaps in the next 5 years, bring it to 75%, the staffing of the judiciary, so that we can deliver justice. There are many projects that are incomplete infrastructural needs. I think even where we are seated, we all appreciate that the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, should be not what it is. I remember, I think 2 years ago, His Excellency the President came here during the State of Nation address, and he was embarrassed to see where the judges sit in this building. I remember him offering even the KICC as a premises for us to use. But consulting stakeholders, this commission, I think we have a very nice area here where we can build a very nice, vibrant, extend the facility here. So I've identified also infrastructure, and I've also identified resources, resource mobilization, how to fast track the judiciary fund. I am a very good fundraiser. I was the chair of FINDA those days in the late 90s, the 2002. Our budget, our yearly budget was 150 million. It was a lot of money then.
We felt that because we had not given that opportunity to other applicants, We didn't want to see it before, but now that you have talked,
Yes.
you can submit it to us. Thank you.
Yes, I think a copy has been availed to you. It gives my strategy, what I perceive to be my role if I became to the Chief Justice. It has a rudimentary drawn a strategic plan that has my vision to build a judiciary that is independent, efficient, accessible, and responsive to the aspirations of Kenyans and a true guardian of the rule of law. I put the objectives there, which I have discussed at length when I was answering questions, key objectives and deliverables, what I will do in financial management and support the independence of the judiciary, what I will do to build partnerships and enhance synergies in coordination, especially the NCAJ, which I see the collaborating body that brings all the stakeholders in the administration of justice to sharpen their skills in their service delivery, because justice is like a chain link. It is weakest at the weak point, and it is strongest at the strong point. So it has to hold together, pull together, so that we can all stand to defend the rule of law. So this is the write-up. It's a submission, because I used to be a good lawyer when I practiced law.
And we assume, Judge, that a lot of those things, you have talked about them already.
They are all spoken.
But you have accepted the document. Thank you very much.
Yes,
do you have any question for us?
No, really, but to thank you most profusely. You have treated me kindly. You have done a thorough job. I've watched the other interviews. I think this is the most patient panel that has sat so long. I've appeared before, and it was, within an hour or two you are finished. So I think you are thorough in the way you have done your job. I wish you all the best. In fact, all of you are new to me as commissioners, except my brother, Justice Warsame, who I have met before in these panels. So I wish you also Godspeed as you search for the Chief Justice of this great republic. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you very much.